With CAIA Coder, let's take things a step further. In this video, we're going to take our existing landing page and set up a complete Kubernetes deployment, configure it on a GCP server, and finally test it locally. We'll be using the same landing page that we previously built using CAIA Coder. Let's get started. First, we need to containerize our application. So in the chat section, we add a query with clear instructions to generate a Dockerfile. Along with that, we also include our project intent to give the agent full context. Once we send the message, the execution begins. On the right side, you can see the execution logs updating in real time. Each step shows what the agent is doing behind the scenes. It starts by analyzing the project structure, identifying dependencies, and preparing the build process. Then it moves on to generating the required configuration files. After a few moments, the execution completes. Now, if we go to the Project Explorer on the left, we can see that a Dockerfile and an Nginx configuration file have been created. Let's quickly review the Dockerfile. It looks well structured. It uses the correct base image, installs dependencies using npm-ci, copies the project files, builds the application, and exposes the correct port. It also includes proper instructions to run the container, so our container setup looks good. Now let's move to the Kubernetes setup. For this, we create a new intent file focused on deployment. We define everything needed for Kubernetes, including deployment configuration, services, and gateway setup. Once the intent file is ready, we load it into the chat and send it to the agent. Here, we're asking CAIA Coder to create a complete production-ready Kubernetes setup for GKE, generate all required manifests, configure Istio, authenticate with Google Cloud, and prepare the application for deployment. Again, execution begins, and we can follow the logs on the right side. A namespace is created for our application. The agent now starts generating Kubernetes manifests and deployment scripts. After execution completes, we get a summary along with the steps required to run everything. At this point, we notice a small issue. The host in the Istio gateway configuration is not correctly set. It also mentions adding a service account key for authentication, which we need to configure properly. Apart from that, everything else looks good. We can also see that a deploy script has been created. Let's go ahead and run this script using the internal terminal available in the sidebar. As the script runs, we can observe the full deployment process. The Docker image is built first. After that, the Kubernetes manifests are applied one by one. Services are set up. The Istio gateway configuration is applied. And finally, an external endpoint is created. Now let's verify if everything is working correctly. We open Lens and navigate to our Google Kubernetes cluster. Under the pod section, we can see that our pod is successfully created and running. Now let's test the application. We forward the port to 8080, and there it is. Our landing page is live. All the sections are rendered exactly as defined in our original intent. From defining the idea, to generating the code, to deploying it on Kubernetes, everything was done using CAIA Coder. If you want to see how the landing page itself was created, you can check the link in the description. This is how you can go from idea to a fully deployed application in minutes. If you found this useful, make sure to subscribe for more AI-powered workflows.